Hey everybody, welcome back to A Glittery Life. You don't even know what is about to happen. I am deep in downtown Los Angeles in the heart of the Beautylish studios. You can see that behind me. I mean, do you recognize this guy from my last Wayne Goss video? This is Nils co-founder of Beautylish and one of the geniuses behind the Wayne Goss collection, working side by side with Wayne on his brushes. And I don't know if you can see what is in front of us, but it's the new brush collections. That's right, 2 new collections launching this spring. One coming out in March, one coming out in April, and this is gonna be your first look at them. We're gonna talk about what they're for, how I would use them, how Wayne uses them, all that kind of stuff. So you better keep watching to get the whole lowdown on the new Goss Brush collection. Okay, Nils, let's start with this face collection.
Great, well thanks for coming by, Trisha.
Oh my gosh, thank you for having me. I'm like so excited, I know.
You're one of the first to see it.
I can't believe it. We've been having a lot of fun today.
We have, and you got to talk to Wayne.
I did, I got to talk to Wayne Goss.
Which is pretty amazing. Goss's boss.
I mean, hashtag Goss's boss. You guys, don't forget the hashtag.
Totally. So thanks again for coming. I think one thing that we talked about after release of the collection is a little bit of a sense like there must be maybe more coming, or is this a totally comprehensive collection? Is Wayne keeping more things in mind? And I mean, that was a question you asked us at the time, you know, and when we had met up in the past. And so, you know, as you mentioned today, we have 2 new sets that we are just announcing, basically a face set and an eye set to augment the original collection.
I knew it. You guys, I told you, I knew it wasn't a complete collection. I knew he had more for us.
And one of the big differentiators that even, you know, Wayne had mentioned when we spoke with him earlier is that he took a lot of the feedback that was just coming from his customers, from makeup artists and people that he admires, and thinking that through of, you know, as he produced additional brushes, what really made the most sense. So the brushes that we're going to see today are totally incorporating the feedback again that he's gotten from, you know, his subscribers and from artists alike. I
love that. So you guys, your opinion counts, your voice matters, all those tweets, all those comments, keep them up because we really listen. And beauty experts and beauty insiders are really listening to what you guys have to say.
It's one of the best things is that if you think how short of a time from the time the collection came out that Wayne can respond, I think that's one of the things that's kind of most exciting, that he can take that feedback and incorporate it. And there is a very, you know, there's a long period to make brushes, but you know, he was quick to respond to that and take that feedback.
I love it.
So maybe you want to start with the face set?
Yeah, let's do the face set.
Let's discuss it. So basically with the face set, we have 6 brushes, and you know, a few things that are a little bit different with the face set in general is that essentially all of the brushes are really larger, you know, larger brush sizes than what we had originally in the collection. And also with the hair that Wayne has used this time, we found the softest goat hair you can imagine.
And that's no joke.
Seriously,
that is no joke.
As soft, you know, as our original set, which is made of cruelty-free blue squirrel, and something that.
So you can see the size is a little bit. You can see how much bigger these are, and we'll show you all the sizes of these as well. But I mean, they are a dream. It feels like a. I don't want to jump ahead, but this is really would be the contour brush. This is brush 12. It feels like you would be contouring with like a cloud on a stick. I mean, it's really that soft.
Totally. So the first brush in the face collection is, you know, the stippling brush, the number 10.
Yeah.
You know, and for foundations is terrific. It's a little bit longer than the first brush, and just really the softest bristles. I mean, you can feel it's not going to pull skin. It's just going to really apply your foundation really effortless way.
Yeah, and you know, I think too, I can tell that Wayne put a lot of thought into this brush, and even talking to him this morning, you could hear that behind him. He was really looking to create the perfect stipple brush, and for a liquid or cream foundation.
Totally.
And I really think you guys are not going to be disappointed with this. I really think it's going to blow you away. What, you know, the interesting thing about brushes like this, I think they're dual purpose brush. You can use them for liquid or cream foundation, but I actually love a brush like this for highlighter.
Yep, totally.
Because it gives you this like really wispy, thin, blown out highlight instead of, because sometimes you don't want to pack on a bunch of highlight. You just want a little bit of a like pop right there on your cheekbones, especially for those of you gals who are like doing real life and you need real life makeup. You know, for us on camera, we can pack on the highlighter like there's no tomorrow, right? And my motto is obviously the more blush, the better, but that doesn't always translate to the carpool line at your school. So a brush like this is really great for just a really nice fine highlighter as well.
Totally.
Which I love a multi-purpose brush.
And then the next brush in the face set is the 11, which is really your powder brush, right? So this is like your bronzer, highlighter, any powders. And I mean, just feel this, Trisha, is as soft as, you know, any brush that you'd find at Blue Squirrel, and it's just really a dense brush head as well.
And this has a really beautiful taper to it. Let's see if you can see that kind of side angle. There is a really nice like point to it, which means this would actually be a nice like blush brush as well, doing some kind of like more detail, like layering brush. And yeah, this is definitely one to get excited about as a powder brush.
I mean, one of Wayne's biggest things has always been how to make brushes that don't pull the skin when you're applying, and that's also part of the idea with the taper, is that, you know, you want to apply powder and you just want it to be, you know, really smooth and silky application, and that's one of the reasons it feels so soft.
Yeah.
The next brush is the contour brush, which is a little bit of a harder edge. I think this may be one of your favorites.
I mean, listen. I'm like, oh, look at this brush, you guys. Look at, well, because I love contouring, but I like contouring done right. And right now there is sort of this trend in at-home beauty application, and everybody's a makeup artist all of a sudden, like everybody, right? And it is, it's that crazy contour that doesn't look natural. And I literally see people all the time, and I want to kind of walk around going like this. You know, and a brush like this is going to be able to get you that nice like contour, but you really actually need to kind of blow your contour out a little bit to blend it in. And one of the things that Wayne said was talking about using this brush, right, with product on one side of it, and then letting the other side kind of drag and blend, which that's going to give you the right contour, gals. That's really, especially if you're contouring with a powder product, this is going to be great for that. So I like that he's kind of thought about how to get that contour blended properly.
And then the next brush, the number 13 brush, is great for your liquid foundation.
I'm salivating over this one.
And your mineral,
I mean,
as well.
This is so beautiful. And this is a really nicely, densely packed brush, whereas some of these are like just pillow brushes. Like they're just so soft and like, for powders. But this definitely has like some weight to it and some real dense, like it's densely packed.
And it's a little more of a dome shape. Yeah, and it's really nice.
This is going to be probably a really great buffing brush too, kind of really to buff that product in, especially for some of you ladies who need a fuller coverage in different places on your face. Like say you have, like I have really red like cheeks, you know, and so I need a little bit more fuller coverage on my cheeks, but I don't necessarily need it the rest of my face. This is going to be a really great product to kind of build up your foundation and get that buffed in.
What product would you use with that?
Well, like you said, this could be used with a mineral foundation or a liquid foundation, so I would definitely use it both ways. The other way that I would use it too is, you know, sometimes when you're using a CC cream, it's too full of a coverage. Like I don't need a full coverage CC cream face. A brush like this would be probably really great with a liquid CC cream, just to really kind of work it in, because CC cream has to be worked into your skin because it is meant to color correct. It's not meant to sit on top of your face. Like a lot of foundations like Guerlain Lingerie de Peau, like that can sit on top of your face, that's okay, but like a CC cream or a mineral foundation, they really need to be worked into your skin. So, but you know, actually, I think that you could also contour with a brush like this. I also think that you could use this as a blusher, because sometimes I don't know about you, I don't know how you like to apply your blush, but I like to really build up my blush right here on the, like, yeah, well no, not quite on the apple, but on the cheekbone right here. And so I like to sometimes really stipple blush in before then I go through and like blow it out. And so I would use this also to like really stipple. So I love that these are all multi-purpose brushes, and Wayne's gonna show the world how he uses them. But the best part about a brush, a really high-end, expensive, nicely made, well thought out brush collection is that they are multi-purpose brushes.
And that's the number 14, which I think is a great example of, again, one of
your
favorites in the collection.
Can I just like die right now? Okay, tell what Wayne has intended this brush for, and then I'm going to tell what I intend this brush for.
So Wayne is, you know, Wayne talks about this, and if you follow Wayne, you know one of his techniques preferred for powder is just like right down the center of the face and leaving the sides just natural, and that's really probably how he envisioned using the brush in his own kit. But I think, you know, you had some ideas as well of, you know, how you would personalize that too.
Yeah, well, I think too for a powder brush, it's great because it's got some flexibility, it's got some move to it, which is really nice. This one's very light and pillow-like, but it does have more of a form. It's a more structured brush. This is a less structure, but because of the taper, I think that this would be so beautiful setting your under eye concealer, and just because you want to be so delicate and gentle around your under eyes, just sweeping that under eye like setting powder right there. The other thing too is a brush like this is going to be really nice. I have to set, I love Wayne's kind of spot powdering philosophy, and that's how I powder, but I actually have to really powder kind of around like my nose right here. That's where I tend to get oily, and a brush like this is going to provide like a really nice way to powder right in that like kind of hard to reach zone. So, and I think too really nice on the you know, chin, but it's a great, because of it's not so structured, most, you know, for a powder brush. It is really soft too, and I like the size because gone are the days of the perfectly matte face. It's a really, that dewy finish, but you don't want to look like an oil slick, right? Like you gotta like, don't get it twisted. You gotta keep that like still that like oil on lock, but you do want to be more thoughtful. Yeah, a little bit more thoughtful with your shine control.
And then the last brush, which I think is really exciting, is the fan brush.
Yeah.
And this is the kind of brush I think that you don't realize you need it until you have it.
I love that. One of my first observations when we were talking with Wayne this morning and looking at this brush is that it's actually really a dense foundation brush. A lot of times a foundation brush, if you hold it up to the light, you can really see through it right through the middle. And this one you can't see through, you can really only see through it kind of on the sides. And so that tells me that it's a high quality brush, that you're gonna get a really good blend. A thinner brush, you're not gonna get quite as good of a blend for that more flawless face. And you know, most people use a fan brush for like a sweeping blush or a sweeping highlighter, you know, around kind of like, you know, your hairline. But one of the things I loved is that Wayne said that he is going to use this for a more blown out contour.
And I mean, it's that little denser, like you can just see the head is just that little denser bristle. So I think that's what allows you to do that. And all of these, like you said, I mean, going back to Wayne's original objective was just like, how do we keep it so soft so people that have the collection, it's just on par with what you expected. The holiday brush, same thing. It's just like incredibly soft, and this is going to be an amazing brush as well.
I love it. And you know, if you don't have any of the Goss brushes yet, this is a really, we were talking earlier, this is a great introduction to Japanese brushes. The quality is different, the workmanship is different, the amount of time that goes into like creating brushes like this is so much different, but you'll really see too in how soft they are. It's hard to find. I mean, you know, I'm a little bit of a brush connoisseur, I'm a little bit of a curate a brush collection now and then. It is really hard to find such a soft quality brush set. So I'm so excited, I can't believe it. I mean, oh my gosh. I need to like work my foundation in right now on the back of my hand. You know, the other thing too is, you know, I was thinking like a brush like this that's meant for foundation. Can you imagine this in an hourglass powder as a setting? Like actually, because you don't want to set an hourglass powder. Oh my gosh, in fact, I mean.
You have it right there.
Did you even know that I brought it with me? But you do need to use a nice, like a fine brush with a setting powder like this because it is so finely milled. And even though he's designed this to really be a stippling foundation brush, this to actually powder your face with an hourglass ambient lighting powder is going to be a win for sure.
I mean, Wayne loves the ambient lights and powder, so.
Wayne and I are basically like best friends.
How can you not love ambient light powders?
I know. You know, I'm so glad that I finally got to talk to Wayne today because I've been getting all these missed calls in the middle of the night on my cell phone, and I'm like, it looks like a UK number.
Is this Wayne Goss?
And I think it was probably Wayne like trying to give me a call, and so it was good that we finally got to connect today. Maybe he'll stop calling me in the middle of the night.
That's awesome.
I know. Well, listen, this has been so fun. I know you guys have loved seeing these brushes. Give us some details about how, when, where, how long do we have to wait to have these in our hands?
So after the last time when we launched the collection, as you know, it became like a 2-month waiting period.
I was on that 2-month waiting.
Yeah, it was like crazy, and it's just really a matter of, you know, it wasn't something that we did by design. It was like there was so much demand. It takes a long time. Like each brush is handmade. There's over 20 people involved in, you know, each step of the process, you know, or in the total process. And so basically what we're going to be doing is launching the face set March 11th, which is basically Tuesday, for pre-order.
Here on Beautylish.com.
On Beautylish.com. And that will be for the entire collection. And then it'll probably be, you know, at least a month or so before we have the individual brushes on sale. And basically that's just so we can allow people that want to purchase a complete collection to get the collection, have that out of the way. And then if people have their eye just on a few brushes, you know, in particular, like they love this powder brush, or they're thinking about the contour brush, you know, we'll make those available, you know, as singles probably sometime in April.
When you say thinking about these brushes, you mean going to bed dreaming about them,
Dreaming about the brushes, not just thinking, dreaming. Exactly. And then we'll also have the brushes, you know, there's a lot of people that aren't sure, they're seeing the videos, they're hearing Wayne talk about them, they're not sure which brush they love the most, or they're not sure exactly, you know, how this would fit into their kit. So we're trying to make opportunities available to people to see the brushes. We were at the makeup show in LA this past weekend with the original collection, and we're going to be at IMATS in New York in April 11th through the 13th. We have the Goss booth, the pavilion.
The grown sexy,
the grown and sexy pavilion will be coming.
Oh my gosh.
We're landing at IMATS, and we will have at IMATS the original collection, and you'll be able to shop the collection. You'll be able to purchase brushes individually. We'll have the face set available at IMATS as well, and then we'll also be showcasing the eye set, which is launching in April. So you'll be able to see all three collections in one place. My only warning would be, once you try one of Wayne's brushes, you will end up buying all the brushes.
It's game over.
It's kind of game over.
Yeah.
You get addicted. You can't live without them. And when you see the difference and you just feel, I mean, this is just like incredibly.
I know.
I can't stop touching the brushes.
Just kidding, I put it in my pocket. The other thing, I want to make sure they really understand what you're saying. They're going to be at IMATS with these brushes. You get to buy them at IMATS and take them home with you. No waiting, no like shipping.
No craziness.
Yeah.
You take them home, you go out Saturday night, and you're getting ready with your new Wayne Goss brushes.
I mean, right? And you're Instagramming all over the place, hashtagging Goss's Boss with all your brand new brushes that you got to actually take home that day. So, which is really new because we've seen each other at events and we've just gotten to look at the collection and they are getting to actually take them home. I can't believe I'm not going to New York IMATS. I want to like kick myself. But you guys, seriously, you need to look for the big Goss booth. You need to get yourself in there and you need to get some of these brushes if you're going to be at IMATS. And when you're in there, hashtag Goss's Boss. All right, thank you so much. I know, and you know what? Now you're thinking, wait, what about the eye collection? What about the eye set? You're gonna have to wait. We're gonna have another video for that. We wanted just to give you a little teaser. We know you can't really see what's going on, but come back over to glitterylife.com or Glittery Life on YouTube for that eye set brush shortly before they launch. We'll have another video live. Yeah, I know. You guys, thank you so much for watching. You're amazing, you're beautiful, and I know you're as excited about these brushes as I am. Have a great day.